Councillor Woodbury.
Present.
Councillor McKean.
Present.
Councillor Ardell sends her regrets. Councillor Eccles.
Counted for.
Councillor Bell.
Present.
Thank you. We'll begin this by adopting the minutes. First one is that the minutes of the County Council meeting and Committee of the Whole meeting dated October the 25th, 2018, and the resolutions contained therein be adopted as presented. Put that on the floor. Councillor Burley, Councillor Barfoot. Any discussions on those minutes? Seeing none. Oh, yes, Councillor Fosberg, sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Warden. I'd just like to inquire/comment, when we received presentations at the meeting, it was my understanding that they were going to be loaded to the agenda after the fact. There were a number of PowerPoint presentations that, when I checked again last night, were not loaded. So is it the intent that they will be?
Madam Clerk?
So I will double check on that, but it is the intent that they are not loaded as on the agenda, but as supporting documentation within the council portal. So let me I'll double check on that.
I appreciate that. And, just to further that comment, my concern is that when we don't have the benefit of information at the time to review, then, it sort of distracts from possibly having a full understanding of the matter. So not only should they be loaded after the fact, my preference would be that they just simply be included in the agenda.
Okay,
But
thank you.
thank you.
Thank you. Do we call the vote?
Not yet.
Oh, that's all in favor? Motion is carried. Thank you. That next one is the Committee of the Whole closed meeting minutes dated October the 25th, 2018, be adopted as provided to the County Council. Put that on the floor. In body, seconder John Bell. Any discussion on those minutes? Seeing none, motion to carry. All in favor? Motion is carried. The next is the Performance Evaluation Committee meeting minutes dated October the 25th, 2018 be adopted as presented to County Council, and that the CEO Performance Evaluation Committee closed meeting minutes dated October the 25th, 2018 be adopted as provided to County Council. Put that on the floor. Councillor Barfoot, Councillor Eccles. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion is carried. Reports. Report today is from Dr. Ianera. The Board of Health minutes dated September the 28th, and the Board of Health report dated October the 26th, 2006 be received for information. Put that on the floor. Councillor Mackey, Councillor Burley. Dr. Era, welcome.
Good morning. I'm not sure if my voice is loud enough for the microphone to pick up, or should I walk forward?
Please come to the podium. It's a new honor that.
So the highlights from the two meetings are two items. The Grey Bruce meets and exceeds provincial and national targets for vaccination rates, and that's an effort that have been accumulated over many years for multiple programs of vaccination. And the second item is the board appointed myself, Ian Era, as acting medical officer of health, and in the second motion as medical officer of health. And the two motions are required for the process from the ministry to get ministerial approval over a few months from now.
Board made a wise decision.
I concur.
Thank you.
Thank you. And if I may take 1 minute of the council's time to thank Dr. Hazel Lynn, who came kindly from her retirement and helped turn the ship and set us on the right track. And I have all the gratitude for her as a mentor, a colleague, and a friend. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Congratulations. Thank you, Dr. Lynn, for stepping in and filling the gap there for a while. And we appreciate all that you've done for our community. And may you garden on forever. Thank you. Okay. Okay, the next item. Oh, sorry. Yes, all in favor?
Do you have questions?
Questions, any questions? Yes, the chairman of the board.
Thanks, Mr. Warden. I think Dr. Ayer is being very humble in his approach there. Committee went through the process of hiring a new medical officer of health, and Dr. Ayer certainly was a successful candidate. He alluded to the fact of the process. Process is a little complicated, and I think anyone following it, seeing the motions that were passed in the regarding, acting medical officer of health and the whole gamut of what has gone over the last 6 months, must wonder what we were doing. The unfortunate part is we had to follow the process, and we have done that. So we are extremely excited to have Dr. Ayer in the position that he is. All we need now is the minister's signature for that to be finalized. That, as Dr. Ayer mentioned, has gone forward. I did speak with our member of provincial parliament and asked him if he would try to expedite the process. He said he would. Of course, he's taken on another role this week, so that he's going to have a plate full. But anyway, hopefully we can soon get the documentation back from the minister, move on, and make sure everything at Board of Health goes as smooth as it has the last little while.
Thank you for those, as the chair of the Grey Bruce Health Board. Okay, so the next item, yes. Oh, I thought you were just voting. Yes, Councilor, go ahead.
Just saying hello. I did have a very quick question on the immunization reports. There was hepatitis B, which I noted both the province and the county fall quite short. We're exceeding the provincial numbers, but in both cases, it falls short of the expectation of 90%. What's the reason for that?
So the county met the targets and exceeded the targets in all the childhood immunization, the routine immunization. Hepatitis B is not mandatory under the People's Act, the School and People's Act. If I could be wrong with the name of the act, but hepatitis B is optional, and that's probably why there is a leeway for people not to take it.
Thank you.
However, we deliver these vaccinations in schools as well, and we encourage the public, and we send advisories to family physicians to advocate on our behalf to bring these rates up.
So if it's made available, Mr. Warden, if it's made available in school, are people opting out of the hepatitis B and
Correct.
saying, if I'm required to do it, give me just the required needles, but if I can opt out of it, I will?
Correct.
Okay.
Just saying, Councilor Bosworth has a question as well, Dr.
Thank you, Mr. Warden. I had a recent inquiry. Somebody was asking me if it's public information about the actual contents of vaccinations. So if somebody said, what's in it, can they get that information in writing?
Of course, they could.
They can.
There
Thank
is
you.
a document called monogram for every vaccine. It's
Okay.
delivered by the manufacturer before the vaccine is licensed, delivered to Health Canada and approved. And this document is updated every year, and it is available absolutely for public.
So if somebody's interested, they would just inquire with Public Health, or who do you inquire with?
They could inquire with us, and we can send them the link for that document, or it is just simply available on Google.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's call the motion. All in favor? We're on the board. Thanks. Okay, next is a bylaw, and the bylaw is 5034-18, a bylaw to authorize the warden and clerk to execute an agreement between the Corporation of the County of Grey and the Corporation of the County of Dufferin for boundary road maintenance. Question? No, motion, okay. McQueen and Greenfield. Any questions on that document? No discussion? All in favor then of passing that motion? The motion is carried. Okay, the next item of business is good news and celebrations. Anybody have any? Yes, John McKean, how are you?
I'm excellent, Mr. Warden. I'd just like to bring people up to date that very recently down at Queen's Park, Georgian Hills Vineyard, which is located just south of Victoria Corners on Grey County Road 2, participated in a wine tasting, and the MPPs and staff. And at that event, Georgian Hills Seville Blanc was selected as the wine that will be served at Queen's Park, sold in the gift shop, and given out to dignitaries for 2019. And it's the first time that an emerging wine region in Ontario has been selected for this, and so it's a huge honor, and I'd just like to congratulate the owners and all the staff in Georgian Hills Winery for being able to produce a product that was that well received. And you know, they did compete against the wineries from the Niagara region, and so for them to be awarded this honor is just tremendous for our region. It really does show that you know, agriculture is a very important part of Grey County, and value-added agriculture will become a bigger part of this all the time. Thank you.
Certainly, that's great, John. It's certainly emerging up in our area. Anybody else? CEO, do you have? Yes.
Just noted it's Santa Claus parade season. Ours kicks off on the Saturday the 17th, I think at 10 a.m. We have the Festival of Northern Lights and a great fireworks display right in the river area by the art gallery and the library. It's lots of fun. Kids love it because it's so close. That'll be at 7 p.m. the same day. As you probably, I don't know, there's so many things going on in Owen Sound all the time. That's maybe the highlight.
Thank you, Councillor Boddy. Yes, Councillor Trumpus.
Thank you, Mr. Warden. Just wanted to acknowledge that last night was the 10th anniversary of Dragon's Meaford, the result of the Dragon's Den Meaford, now known as Dragon's Meaford. And our own CAO, Kim Wingrove, made her first appearance as a dragon. So we'll call her the Dragon Lady from now on. She did us proud over the evening, and it was a great show, and I think she actually enjoyed the experience, and certainly the candidates that she was able to give her advice to certainly appreciated it as well. So thank you, Kim, for representing us so well, and congratulations.
Scott Taylor has something to say.
Oh, Councillor Fosbrook, and then Scott Taylor has something to say. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Warden. I'm going to frame this as good news. It's not anything to celebrate, but it is good news, in my opinion. There was an article recently published about human trafficking. It would seem that this is a concern. I think it's good news that it's seeing some light. And I frame it as good news in the expectation and hope that it will continue to see light. Thank you.
Thank you for that comment. Scott, you wanted to make a few comments, sir.
Sure, I'd like to just wish council and everybody here today a happy Worldtown Planning Day. Worldtown Planning Day is celebrated on the celebrations will occur after, I'm sure. It's celebrated every year on November 8th, and it's a time when we reflect on the accomplishments of planners and planning in our communities. And it's celebrated not just in Canada, but actually in 30 countries across the world. And one of the reasons I'm here today and not Randy is because he's at a educational Worldtown Planning Day session in another part of the province. So happy Worldtown Planning Day.
Thank you for bringing that forward. So there are some special treats in your office, is that it?
In the staff kitchen, yes.
All right, okay. Thank you for that. Any other comments for good news celebrations? Well, seeing none, then we'll call for adjournment. Motion to adjourn. Councillor Patterson and Councillor Burley. Thank you very much.